What's up everyone, Dr. Chris here, and today we're talking about electricity. And no, I know what you might be thinking, I did not become an electrician, never played one on TV. Here I am, we're talking about electricity as it relates to your body. So we're going to use something that you probably can find anywhere at home, but a light fixture. Alright, so this light fixture here, you may see some of these at Innate. We've got it hanging up in different areas, but we've got our bulb here. We got this part of it that's like the decorative part. Here's the part I want to talk about. These wires up here. Because these wires are the ones that are connecting us to the source, to the power source that's going to turn this light bulb on. So let's go over a couple things. These wires here by themselves, I could like clamp them together, I could bend them, I could squeeze them, I could, attach them to, I don't know, my body. Even though we could generate maybe electricity, but I don't think we could actually do it with these two wires. We could do all kinds of things, but we know, right? We know that where these belong are up there, coming from the main wires that are then attached to like the power pole outside, where the energy is actually coming in, the electrical energy is coming in from those electrical lines. So for us, let's pretend that this thing right here is an organ. Let's say it's our heart. So if our heart, it has wires connected to it, in this case the nerves. If those nerves are not connected ultimately to the spinal cord and then up to the brain, it's not going to work, right? We're not going to get heartbeats, we're not going to push blood through our body. It's just not going to happen. So let's talk about if we connect one of them. Think one of them will work? No, that's not the design of this. And for our heart as well, our heart has a bunch of nerves. It doesn't have just like one nerve per organ, it's got a bunch. So what if we connect both of them? Both of them, that would be better. But what if they're like not snug? What if they're not quite right? And that's like what we see when we're looking at your scans, right? So imagine if this is one of your scans and we see like a big red bar right by the nerves to your heart. That tells us that the signal's there, but it's not quite right. In this case, that signal is inefficient. It's overworking with those red bars. On the other side of it, if it was a tiny yellow bar, that again, it tells us that some signal's getting there. It's getting to the heart, but not quite right. We want it to be in that like nice white zone of a nice white bar. So we know that we get that in this sense. If we connect both of these up to those power cables, put the black one with the black one, the white one with the white one, and boom, this light bulb will turn on and it'll function dependably like it's supposed to. This same thing happens in our body, and it doesn't have to be your heart. It could be another organ in which we know the signal is just off. Whether it's too high, too low, we're going to detect that through different scans that we do, and we talk about them when we go over your scans. So when you're thinking about this in terms of your body, maybe you've got a digestive issue that's going on. Same thing. Maybe there's a little overwork there. Maybe you're subluxated in that part of your spine and nervous system. And that's where we come in to look over that, detect it, start that correction process. And look, I would love for it to be like, boom, one adjustment and we're back on, just like attaching these correctly and we're back on. The body, though, is a little more dynamic. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to work our way through it. As you finish watching this up, think about how that applies to your health, because this week we're going to ask you about it. We're going to ask you your example of how those wires are connected up to the power source, in this case your brain, through your nervous system. If you don't think of one, we'll come up with one together during your adjustment. See y'all later. Bye.